Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Nowhere Profit, where this run has really gone economically off the rails, huh? We are very low on hope, we have no luxury goods to share to increase our hope, and we're pretty much out of batteries. And not a single one of these is a thing that just happened to us, right? I had a hand in every part of this. We could definitely have spent very differently back at the waypoint. So maybe what we're doing here is just collecting lessons for the next run, which may start shortly. I'm right about this, right? We don't have any luxuries at all? Yeah. Alright, well, we don't really have a lot of options here. We have to just press on. So, if we can make it to the teacher's shrine, maybe we could buy something? I think we're going to take the difficult terrain path, the path that has one extra leg of difficult terrain, fingers crossed, in the hopes of finding something useful. You know, we were told that there is more loot along these roads. Well, we certainly have to be wary about our food. I think we better spend the batteries to heal followers, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the case. Alright. Really bummed out that nothing seems to be happening in terms of giving us loot. Come on, random encounter on the road. Our outrider spotted smoke in the distance. I can't really, unfortunately, do much here. The sharp tones of a signal whistle. Okay, we got guys. Pursued by a gang of feral attackers armed with spears and guns. Okay, hopefully they'll drop something useful for us. We can pull the wounded cutter out of the deck. I don't think he needs to be there. And then, do we want to rebalance a little bit? Because we're pretty far on the expensive side now. Maybe we just drop one or two of the high-end things, because we can run a 12-card deck. That's fine. Okay, we probably don't want to start with a Lancer and a Vindicator. Aside from that, though, this is not a bad hand. This is a hand that we can totally work with. So let's just get a nice, robust, blessed swarm of robots out here, and fingers crossed. Again, we need the loot from this to go pretty well. What? Why would you do that? Like, the set of cards he played there isn't even, like, super crazy. It's just, why would you play them in that order? Let's go ahead and go to your face, and then play the Overseer to represent, like, Lethal Plus, and he can just figure it out if he wants to live. Good luck to you, sir. I mean, not very good luck. Moderately okay luck to you, sir. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's entirely possible that he kills our robust swarm here, but he has to kill the swarm and the other guy. If he only kills one of them, then the other one has 4 power. So, alright, well, that was easy. You know, the fighting parts of the game aren't the parts we're failing at. Alright, food and stuff to sell for batteries, in theory, you know, if we could only reach a place where we could do such a thing. Okay, so we're just gonna have to no-hope it all the way over to the teacher's shrine, which seems like a pretty bad time. Overnight, a few of our own had deserted us. The Rinsha Bull and the Craver have become wounded. Alright. And I thought the Craver was already wounded. Maybe I had gotten him healed? Yeah, we must have healed him. Okay, market. Sell. Garbage. 29 batteries, okay. What do we need to buy? What is horn powder? At the end of your turn, if you have 6 or more energy cells... Oh, that's a pretty cool equipment. We've never seen that before. No luxuries. Oh, this is very bad. This is very grim indeed. Okay, well... I could level up. We kind of need to buy a point of focus, though, right? And then we need to drop from our deck a bolster, maybe? mean, of course I like all of our cards. Now that we're getting a better handle on our leader deck, maybe it's eye for an eye? It's fine. We don't really have a lot of ways of just, like, killing a guy. If our opponents were to play, like, a 2-8 with Taunt or something, only Heavy Slug deals with it outside of eye for an eye. So maybe that's good enough reason to... Well, we have Crippling Mudra, and... Yeah, I'm just gonna drop the eye for an eye. Again, though, we may be rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic here. Then I guess that's it. That's all we're doing. We don't need food. Could sell the security sleeve. Then I could at least afford to level up. If we dismantled this, my guess is I would probably just end up disposing of this card next time we have focus. But that could be a good idea, actually. Just give us another card to pull out of the deck. I don't know, let's just leave and move forward. And we're just never going to have hope again. That's fine, we don't need it, we're robots. We noticed a strange smell in the air. Eventually we saw the cause. An entire section of forest on the other side of the valley was on fire. Hey, nothing like a huge forest fire to restore your hope? That's definitely how those usually work. Alright, we are not going to be able to pull everybody who's wounded. It's just not feasible. So we have to decide which wounded people do we want to run. I probably don't want to run the sweeper, and I kind of don't want to lose the other worker swarm, but we can sub in some just like crummy... Honestly, I don't know that we want a second dozer, so I'm comfortable playing that as well. And yeah, the wrenchable too, yeah. Okay, we'll run it like this. Everything that's in the deck I am comfortable losing. So everything that's wounded and in the deck, I'm comfortable losing. Let's drop this stuff. Worker Swarm, a little bit worse here than it is in many other places, but obviously we have limited options. Do I want to scrap out anything? I mean, this bull is totally fine. And 4-cost Wrenchable is actually like a pretty good card. Yeah, we'll hold on to it. Okay. Does he have the finisher? He does. Well, it's not so bad. Haha, take that. Every once in a while, my mortar does a thing. Yeah, blood money apparently is useless. I'm very disappointed with that. Alright, well, let's play the cheap wrenchable. And I guess just move on. We could scrap the bolster, I guess. Now, you know what? I like all of our cards. Let's just hold on to stuff. So is this restores 1 energy? Yeah, it doesn't add a cell or anything. But that steward is probably getting attacked. We could play... Let's see. We could play Scanner into... So, like, Scanner across from one of these guys. Then we shoot him in the face. Wrenchable through that dude onto the enemy leader. Is that not how Overwhelming works? When attacking an enemy unit, damage beyond the target's health... Oh, right, but I had 4 attack. It didn't roll over because there wasn't any extra damage. And then we also get to make a 2-2, and probably not going to play the cutter at this point. Alright, Vindicator's not a bad draw. Well, he did clear my stealth. Boy, he has a lot of static charges. We're actually taking a pretty significant amount of damage just off of the number of static charges he's playing. Okay. Feedback pulsing our Vindicator is pretty funny. It's not the best way to do this. We should definitely just play the Lancer, but it would be pretty funny. Let's blow you up, and then... Doesn't really help me to regain the energy, so you just go to your face for 6 and play a Razor. I mean, it's scary, right? That's a scary amount of guys. Let's see how many static storms he has left. Okay, that's a weird thing to do there. Why would you... Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. Who do we want the blessing on? I kind of want the blessing on Stealth Man. I know we could use this to heal a wound, but also blessing on Stealth Man's quite good. I mean, Razor as a 3-1 for 3 is also quite good. And again, like I should use this to heal a wound. Alright, food and batteries and a fabrication swarm. When a friendly follower destroys an obstacle, make a drone. That's maybe really great? No hope items. Yeah, if Necrotic Amplifier is just not going to do anything at all, let's go ahead and pull that. Do I want to level up? Like, I want to be able to heal my followers is my primary concern. We'd be left with 4 batteries, which isn't enough to do even 1 follower heal, and we're going to desperately need to follower heal. Yep, I guess we just keep pressing on. Came upon a group of traders that were traveling in the opposite direction. I will trade with them. I will not purchase their food. We're kind of low on food, though, too. I will not purchase their food. There, see? Who needs to buy food? Nature is so bountiful. Okay. Man and his various family members, we invite them in with all of our altruism to get more altruistic. And, okay, those, honestly, all 3 of these cards are good. Two of our lancers became wounded. Losing faith in the crypt, they had slipped away, trying to make it on their own. Yep, that's what happened. So, we've got 2 horribly wounded lancers. I don't know that we want to change our deck up too much. I think it's fine as it is. I kind of don't want to pull in any of this other stuff. Yeah, we're just going to have at him like this. We're definitely going to lose some people here. When you play an attack card, if the enemy leader has energy left, they lose 1 energy, otherwise deal 2 damage to them. Wait, when you play an attack card, if the enemy leader has any energy left, they lose 1 energy. That seems... If this means energy cell, this seems wildly overpowered, and if it doesn't mean energy cell, it does literally nothing, right? Because my energy doesn't matter during the opponent's turn? It's very strange. It's a very strange thing. We probably don't need to have 2 razors. Honestly, I'm considering dropping this cutter, too. I guess we'll keep the cutter. Alright, well, I'm willing to commit Cheap Dozer. I think that's okay. We are going to lose some followers today. Let's scrap you out for something... Nope, that is not more impactful. Well, I guess it's more impactful in the sense that it's on the table instead of in my hand. I was a little worried we were going to get static stormed. So yeah, as far as maybe I'm unclear on what this is saying, but I think all it is just it deals 2 damage to me. Whenever they play an attack card, I take 2 damage unless I didn't spend all my energy. And there's a bunch of other nonsense on there that doesn't actually mean anything. Do we want to... I mean, I probably want to shoot the 1-2. Play a reinforcing pattern. Have you eat this guy so that you can eat that guy. And we probably don't need to do anything else. Ouch. Well, I mean, I don't feel too bad about that getting spent on a dozer. Okay. I guess the reason that the lose 1 energy thing happens is because if you were to play multiple attack cards per turn, then some of the later ones could deal damage. That's why that's worded that way. It's an overcomplicated wording for that effect, probably. Not in the sense that there's an easier way to word that, but in the sense that you could just make a simpler version of that thing that's not functionally very different. And then I think I'm just gonna pass with all this stuff up. We're not gonna play the cheap bolster just yet, because I want to see what she's gonna do. It's not impossible that we could come out of this alive. Ooh, that's a little scary. Awful lot of direct damage coming at us here. Jesus. Alright, well. So obviously we have to just hurl someone at the shrapnel trap, or I have to shoot it. If I shoot it, then we can play Keeper. I can kill that thing with the wrenchable. Yeah, that's not too bad. Because this thing does have to die, right? Oh, right. Shielded. Well, the wrenchable does survive the attack. And that's like a pretty good outcome. And then I think we don't play the Lancer? I don't know. Maybe I do play the Lancer just because we really need to get damage out. And then we should play this bolster because we're at our hand limit here. I don't want to overstack our power on one creature in case of removal or something. And I'm going to scrap you out. Vindicator's okay. I'm never happy to see the Vindicator. Yeah, we're totally going to die here. 2 uses of that effect left? Jeez. Alright. We probably want to scrap looking for another Lancer, potentially. And if we don't find it, then we're going to have to maybe get a little creative here. Okay, drawing Lancer's pretty good. So, do we have anything unusual we want to do here? Do we just want to slam the Lancer? Probably the latter. Probably we just want to get that Lancer down. So, like, this Lancer kills one of these guys, and the Lancer, our other Lancer, fights one of them. And I guess it doesn't really matter which way is which. Go to your face. Lance a man. And then I'm gonna precog for Heavy Slug. That seems okay. And get a drone out here in a position that probably won't matter. But it could. It could. I kind of like this this enemy's deck. I sort of wish we were playing this instead of the drone deck. They got a cool thing going on here. Well, feeling kind of glad about the Heavy Slug. Then again... So crippling Mudra into Feedback Pulse is pretty dangerous for us. I mean, let's see. We have 14 damage right here, plus shoot your face. No, we can't make it lethal, unfortunately. Well, hold on. What else is in my deck? No, there's nothing we could draw that would make this lethal. So maybe it is just... Excuse me. Maybe it is just Heavy Slug the 5/6, and then I don't know exactly what we want to do with the other guy. There's got to be a good way to kill him. We actually don't have a super easy way of killing him. I mean, I could trade somebody for him or something. We can't Feedback Pulse him because we would need either that or the Heavy Slug to be the card we discard, which obviously can't happen. I am going to do this, for sure. Then we could cast Mudra and Shot, which is, like, very inefficient. But at least it kills him. I'm going to scrap this. Okay, Salvo plus Shot's a little bit better. Because that leaves us with the very powerful Mudra still. And this lets me go to the opponent's face quite a lot, which means we're somewhat likely to survive the battle. Look, I did it! I finally made a drone! Yep, we are bleeding followers badly. Alright, no more... Ah! Of course, top decked another attack. Well, it's probably for the best. At this point, we would have been very seriously limping through the rest of the run. Our prophet has fallen in combat, and we're just going to do exactly the same setup. We're going to go back in on the same difficulty with the same leader and the same deck, because I want to give that another try. I want to give that a try where I do a little bit better managing my resources. Plus, you know, we're unlocking stuff. We're working toward things. We're working hard on charged healing. We're somewhere on a handful of batteries. Alright, show me a slightly better opening map. An opening map where we get luckier, basically, is all I want. Why learn to be good when you could just learn to be lucky? So we probably want to pursue the difficult path, right? Outriders, yeah, let's go ahead and veer off to help people for right now. We just need some basic stuff. Okay. That card's alright. Or that piece of equipment is alright. I'm sure we'll end up dismantling it, but for right now... An early point of armor probably ends up saving you an awful lot of damage over the course of the beginning here. Wait, what is that? Oh, right. After you lose, there's a... Yeah, we should probably go get that. One assumes there must be a path from here to the end node, right? Just a little off the road, we spotted a woman tied to a tree. Her largely unclothed body was covered in bruises, and she seemed to be either dead or unconscious. From a distance, we could see the sign of the Raj etched onto her belly. Obviously, we gotta try to help. When we were just about to reach the woman, a shot rang out. A group of attackers blasted at us. How dare they? I mean, obviously it's a trap, but what kind of person doesn't fall into this trap? I ask you. What kind of monster would you have to be? I think I'm going to hold on to everything else here. Alright, well, I'd be lying if I said I was overjoyed about the way this began, but, you know, Cutter's fine. And we may as well throw out our Protect. Interesting to start by playing Reinforce. I wonder how bad his initial hand is. Well, you know, it seems to be fine. Okay, I think giving that guy Taunt is actually quite bad. Go ahead and trade my barrier for you, and let's get a Swarm. Do I want to scrap anything? Honestly, I don't know that I do. These are some pretty okay cards. Well, Feedback Pulse discarding Heavy Slug is now interesting. We have 3-cost followers. Yeah, I'm gonna scrap for a follower here. I was kind of hoping to pull a 3. Because I don't really want to drop the Heavy Slug, but I will absolutely take the 2 for 2. I should have bolstered. That was definitely dumb. I had not really looked ahead to see what the rest of the turn was going to be like. That was definitely a bolster first kind of maneuver. That said, it looks like we're going to be handed the kill here. Yep, he did not try very hard to resist. Okay, on the whole, not a bad start. Wow, that's a lot of altruist points. And we've taken on a Wild Hand. Okay. May as well go ahead and grab us some early food. So crossing the road, we spotted the tracks. Yeah, let's let this horribly wounded woman lead the hunt. I'm sure she's up to the task. Wow, she was really up to the task. Guess she was maybe not as wounded as we thought. Let us go and visit the teacher. So first of all, a warrior's banner. Friendly follower gains taunt. Okay, those are not awesome. Sell this garbage. can we... I mean, we can certainly do this. And I think I'm going to drop Riot for the same reason that I dropped that first last time. Okay, this teacher has taught you everything they know. So do we want to buy... We could stand to buy some food. I don't think I want this Warriors banner. All we would do with it is dismantle it, so... Do I want to pay... You know what? I'm not going to pay for food. We'll just hold on to the batteries from here. So that's one card removed. At the risk of maybe putting us in a dangerous position, we're gonna go to the attack node, and then we're gonna veer off and go to the other attack node. You know, early on, they're not so bad. Yeah, absolutely. Invite these people in. We're great at altruism. Hell yeah, Vanguard. Also, you know, Rioter's fine. The long road led us to a small, dusty settlement. The people spoke nervously among themselves, and their leader had shut herself in, meddling with terrible machines. Hushed whispers of discontent had spread across their ranks. Godlessness, they claimed, had fomented itself in their leader. A soldier from their camp introduced himself to us, his face tattooed with religious symbols. Our leader has all but left us. We must save ourselves before there is nothing left to save. Will you help us? Apparently I will, yeah. I offer my help. Together with the soldier and his fighters, we strode into the camp. Before the leader could even react, we were already at her door. That cost us altruism points. I mean, we were doing quite well on those. It's not a huge loss. I would really love to get back up to 50 followers. Those 50 follower actions are really nice. And we won't start with that either. Okay, interesting stuff. It's probably the worker swarm, right? I feel like Worker Swarm is so good. Especially the buffed up one. Alright, they are under no obligation to attack our units, but I bet that guy's going to try to trade with somebody because the AI seems to love trading dudes off. Yep. Oh, hey, we started with a deserter in play. That's actually very useful. And then we could eye for an eye that deserter. That's a thing that might happen. What do we want to do here? Well, we probably want to do this. Oh, right, taunt. Right, the game rules. I guess that's a thing I have to care about. Let's see. We can play scanner in this row. That'll put us back at 3. Then we can bolster you to 4-3 and have you attack a taunt guy. It's a shame we can't quite play scanner and then follow it up with sweeper. We might be better off just playing sweeper directly, actually. Yeah, I think we probably are. Sweeper's very good. And do we want to scrap something? Honestly, I don't think so. I do not like the enemy having such a built-up board position, but we have reasonable expectations that they'll make a lot of bad decisions, so, you know, we can just try to ride off of that for a while. Also, there's a lot of loot to be had in this battle if we can just find the time to take it all before the thing ends. Okay, that scratch is not a big deal as long as you're done. Ooh, okay. Definitely need to just move you back to the front. Now the sniper can start sniping taunt guys. And then... Eye for an eye is terrible here. Like, truly awful. I mean, we may as well do this. There's no reason not to do that. And then we can play scanner, razor, improvised drone, and, like, yeah, we just, like, basically fill the board with stuff. Scanner, razor goes here in front of the 1-1. I don't know that it matters too much. Or instead of doing that, I could improvise drone and then double bolster somewhere. Yeah, is that what I want to do? We could take this guy to 5-3. Means they'd have to throw an awful lot of stuff at us in order to actually deal damage. We could, of course, bolster the sniper, but I'm not sure we actually need to. I think maybe I bolster... pretty fine with them hurling resources at this guy. Like, probably it's just a trade that happens. And I don't really want to disable the trade because then I'm afraid the 3-2 attacks me instead of attacking the drone. So bolster on you know what? I'm going to double bolster this guy. With the stealth and everything, that could be very useful. Oh good, we scrapped our razor into a razor. That's exactly what I was looking for. Oh, you monster. I think they are going to trade all of their 1/1s for our robust guy, which is, it's not awesome in the sense that I would love to keep that guy blessed, but on the whole, it's a pretty good card advantage. He ate a lot of their plays. Okay. So a feedback pulse discarding the razor would kill a couple of their cards. A feedback pulse discarding a 3-cost card would be better. Let's see. We gotta get rid of the taunt. We could just snipe their taunter out. Do I want to save the 5/4 for something else, though? No, probably not. Alright, so we snipe the taunter. Then we could play Lancer, I suppose. We trade our cheap Ruster for their Slave Gladiator. So that's a very annoying man to deal with. We could drop Deserter on this guy. The Deserter's value is definitely waning as we run out of cards on the table, or run out of card space in our hand, rather. I think I kind of like this. Use you to blow that guy up, not because it's particularly valuable to blow that guy up, but because it obviously makes the Lancer we're about to play way more reliably good. And then we have a pretty commanding board position here. Sustainable damage dealing. We just have to hope he doesn't play anything too mean. Obviously, I would really love to pick up these crates before we finish the fight. That's awkward. That's a little inconvenient. I mean, 2/5 taunt with barrier does solve the problem. We could also just play another Lancer. Yeah. And then I'm going to take this moment to break all of their stuff. And we may as well play the Razor as well. At this point, I think he should be pretty low on resources. Pretty hard pressed to defend. So who wants a kill? It's probably the sniper, right? Okay, Iraq alcohol. That's not a bad pull. We got some tea. We got a security sleeve that will totally be fine. You know, it's a piece of equipment. A ton of food and also some batteries. Not a bad start. It feels like a pretty good start. Shuffle all your leader cards into your deck and then draw that many cards is certainly interesting. Or we could really commit to the just swarm the field with cheap guys strategy. Honestly, that feels like the way we're supposed to play the deck. That seems to mesh with what I perceive the linear to be. So let's veer off here and get in another fight. A motley crew of bandits suddenly encircled our convoy, weapons drawn. I will fight them. I do not wish to give them my batteries. Do we want to pull... I could pull the Lancer and a Worker Swarm and still have a functional deck. Enemy goes first, which is fine. It's pretty low on health, so we'll keep the Sweeper... Yeah. Okay, it's an interesting guy. I really do just want to do this, though. That's not promising. Well, I mean, no, there's no redeeming that. That's just really, really, really crappy. Well, so we can play scanner and double improvised drone, scanner and cutter. I think it's scanner and cutter. Obviously, it would be cool if we had access to the front space of 3 different rows, so that the double improvised drone would be a little bit more meaningful. Crashjacker's not too hard to deal with. So, we could feedback pulse the dozer to get rid of the Crashjacker. We could, let's see, we don't have enough buff effects to get our cutter up to 4 power. I think I'm willing to just eat the card disadvantage. Yeah. And then, like, this is also a thing we can do. Alright, and you smash face or smash tree? That's right, I have stealth. I can just sneak over there and ignore the tree. Why would I even bother? I guess if we're just gonna play Guy, it probably is a drone, not the razor. And then bolster, I don't know. You, because you're still stealthy. Well, this feels like we're in a pretty good position. We're only looking at 8 total health from the enemy, so it does not take a lot to get us there. Is there a way to make that lethal? I don't think so. You can only get him for 7 this turn. And scrapping is not going to find me anything that does any more than 2 damage, so yeah, we just don't have it this turn, which is a shame. Alright, what we do have is ways of killing some of these enemies. How do I want to manage this, though? I wish we had 1 more energy. I think what we probably end up doing here is shooting you, having the stealth guy attack you, and then we play Keeper. Probably here. So we'll go to your face for 2. Attack this tree. You probably don't do anything. I guess this is fine. And we probably don't actually want to move you, so I guess we're just good. It's going to be pretty hard for them to get through a 2-7 taunt. Well, or, you know, they just won't get through it. That's also an option. So if we could draw the other shot or the other bolster, we win immediately. The precognition is basically as good. Okay, cool. Who wants a blessing? Probably the stealth guy, because he... yeah. Sorry, that's the wrong unit. There we go. Alright, we're doing so much better on shareable luxuries already. So do we want to use one now? Just to give ourselves a little bit of a push on this next enemy? We probably don't need to, but I do think I want to. Am I wounded very much? No, I'm fine. So the T doesn't really make any sense. You know what? We'll just go without a buff. I don't think we need one just yet. We are going to have to maybe reconfigure our deck a little bit. Oh yes, the plants. The obviously poisonous plants. I'm just gonna not take them. That's probably best. That food hasn't been touched. Might mean bigger animals have been using it as bait to lure in their prey. Or it might mean all the animals around here know that it's too poisonous to eat. Could really be either one. So I think I'm gonna pull the sweeper. Our deck's getting a little small. What would I not mind losing so much? Honestly, 3-4 rage for 3 is a pretty cool guy. I don't want him to die, but you know, if he dies, we'll be alright. Yeah, I'll keep those. It's like the first turn of Razor Bolster. It's not horrible. What is this? Is this adjacent? No, this is deal damage to the leader on this side. Well, that sucks. It's a pretty good preparatory turn, I think. I don't much care for that blackout. That does make things a little awkward. How do we want to deal with this? Well, if we precog, we're fairly likely to see a leader card that's actually relevant, so that's probably got to be the play. Oh, shot is definitely, I think, the card we want here. So we can shoot that guy. I guess we could just trade a Razor for this guy. It's not totally ideal, but I do not. I mean, it's a trade upward for us, right? So we gotta be reasonably happy about that. And then I'm gonna start in on that. I'd really like to take home whatever's in there. It would be really neat to kill that conscript. So let's see, we could feedback pulse. We have a couple of leader cards that are relevant that we could try to just scrap into. If we play the keeper, they're going to use their 3/2 to remove the barrier, and then they're going to have this guy attack it and not even die in doing so. Well, we do have the option here of just trading the 2/1 for the 3/2 and then playing keeper. You know what? I'm actually going to eye for an eye. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll hit the other dude. I was going to say, if it does hit the 3/2, then that's totally fine, and then we just play this and hope that he walks into it, which he totally might, right? That's the thing that happens. See, sometimes the AI understands how robust works. Oh, interesting. So now we need a card that costs 3 really badly, because feedback pulse on a card that costs 3 is actually an advantage. There are 2 3s in our convoy deck and 1 in our leader deck, so let's scrap. Well, that's no good. So what do we want to do now? We really, really needed to draw a 3 for feedback pulse. I mean, I can move my... We just play the Lancer and hope, and then probably move the robust robot back to the front row. The front column, rather. We're going to take some damage. And the Lancer is... The Lancer's going to get a 2 for 1, but he's also definitely going to get wounded. Well, we don't really have a lot of options that end in nobody getting wounded, right? That's not exactly what I was looking for. I was kind of hoping he was going to take down a 2-3. if I'm honest. I mean, I guess that's the version of that that protects my life the best. And like I said, he's probably going to just trade one of his guys for us, so we did kill 2 guys with that 1 card. It's hard to be too mad about. Alright, well at least he's starting to run out of gas here. Let's move you back to the front because I'm scared. Throw up the taunt, and then I think I want to also shoot one of the 3-2s just to lessen the incoming damage. Don't really want a cutter at this moment. Okay, that's something. He's got to run out of stuff at some point here. Real strange decision there. That's a pretty good one, though. So we bolster the 2-7 to kill the 4-3, and then we do something. I could feedback pulse my scanner to get rid of the 4-3, and then eat the 3-2 with the 2-7. That would leave me with enough to play one of the dozers. It's a little inconvenient, or a little disadvantagey, but it does mean that we get full control of the table. It's hard to be too upset about that. And do we want to try to get him back into battle, or do we want to just like place a drone or a dozer in front of him? Because I guess we're going to play both this turn. Yeah, that's fine. 4 cards left in our leader deck, 3 cards in our convoy deck. So we do have to actually, like, end this battle at some point. Heavy Slug was a real good draw. So unfortunately we are not quite at lethal, but there's no reason at all for us not to just run at this dude with maximum force. Well, I guess somebody should break that chest. Let's make sure we're coming out of this with a maximum strength, right? You may as well move forward slightly, but not next to the barrel. You can also move up here. Alright. Well, that's a pretty good sign. How many cards does he have left in his other deck? Okay, so he's very dead. Probably want the blessing on the keeper, right? I think that makes a lot of sense. Every time we play that keeper, it's going to be bananas. Pain is Wisdom is a great card. Or a great ability. When you destroy an obstacle, draw a leader card. I think I'm going to dismantle this immediately for the Light Blast, because Light Blast is awesome. And then you might just be getting equipped. You can definitely afford the level up. I don't know that I want another feedback pulse. I kind of think it's just a drone. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, we're definitely going to remove this. And then, do I actually want the 3rd drone card? There's a good chance that whatever we took from that last choice, we would just end up removing it. I'm gonna maybe keep eye for an eye for the moment. I'm gonna drop a bolster. Bolsters are fine, just, you know, we can do better than fine. At least I hope and pray that we can, because otherwise this is going to turn south real quickly. Okay. You know I love to invest a vehicle. Investigate a vehicle. The Rioter can probably stay in. Cheaper Lancer, maybe. We probably don't want to play the free Razor. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely a better card when wounded. I just would like to try to keep my convoy numbers up. So we're only playing wounded people if they are significantly valuable. Okay, that's going a little roughly. Why must it always be taunt? Also, why must it always be multiple cards? I was really hoping we were going to draw a bolster there. Bolster would have been pretty okay. Well, we can... I mean, we can feedback pulse. No, I don't want to do that. Feedback pulse that kills their guy also kills my guy. This is actually really not good. We could scrap for something. We could try to find something a little bit more compelling. I mean, it would basically have to be Heavy Slug, right? Or the bolster, or you know what? There's a fair number of cards that are actually pretty helpful here. I'll precog. That seems fine. So obviously, the value of Light Blast is that it kills the trap, but it doesn't quite kill the enemy, and then we don't have enough energy cells left to finish him off. A bolster lets us kill the enemy, leaves the trap up for another turn, but I think that's the right move. It is a shame that we can't just shoot the trap directly. Okay, this would be a really good time to draw Light Blast. It's right there. Making it even slightly a better time to draw Light Blast. How much do I want to try to dig for that Light Blast? We have 6 cards left, so we have a 1 in 6 chance of hitting it. If we did hit it, it would be massive. Incredibly powerful. So we could use the Keeper to try to keep things a little bit... Well, I was going to say try to keep things a little bit even, but it won't actually work like that. We could just Heavy Slug the 4/3. Yeah, the spike traps are a problem. Any plan that involves playing units is going to break down really quickly in this environment. So we have 1 cost there. I guess Feedback Pulse only works on followers, not units in general, so it wouldn't even be good here. I think I'm just going to scrap the Feedback Pulse. Okay, I was hoping for that Light Blast, obviously. Well... So a play of the Keeper right now draws off... I mean, it kills both of these things, right? The first instance will be absorbed by the shield. The second one will bring him down to 3/3, which is fine. Yeah, honestly, I'm okay with that. Oh, I forgot he was going to get +0/+2. That is actually really helpful. And then we just go to the enemy's face with the full expectation that they will hurl both of their creatures at our taunt guy. Oh, or maybe it won't take both of them. Yeah, and that means that now he can trade the 1/1 for my 4/1. All of a sudden, our position is way less cool. Alright, let's hope we manage to figure out a... Damn it. Let's hope that we manage to figure out a way of getting this done before he can play another creature somehow. Still got a lot of stuff in hand. Like, a lot of stuff. I do so love a cheap shot. So obviously we're going to eye for an eye here. I should probably use shot first. And then, unfortunately, we don't have a way of getting rid of the other dude. So, unfortunately, this eye for an eye could end up being pretty bad. It wasn't. That went pretty well, actually. And Dozer versus Worker Swarm. I think this is a Dozer situation. Health's a little bit more, or the attack damage is a little bit more resilient there than it is in the case of the Swarm. And I'm not gonna scrap anything. Starting to run him out of gas a little bit, and we don't have all that much damage left to deal. Okay. We probably really don't want to do that crippling mudra. Do we have another damage? Oh no, we are out of cards, in fact. So this would be a good time to resolve this. We have no way of dealing with a 5/4. We can play Lancer and potentially just trade with it immediately upon playing. Lancer dies permanently, which sucks. If we did the crippling mudra, that doesn't really help. I wish we could add a damage to this light blast. Sadly, we do not have the very, very good cards required to do that. Yeah, this is precarious. So we're going to take some damage no matter what, because we're definitely going to draw again before we can end the battle. We play a Vindicator. There's a small chance that we get an enemy out of it. If we play the Lancer, we're guaranteed to kill an enemy, but also we might lose our thing. I guess I'm going to hurl the Dozer at this guy. Then we're going to play the Lancer and hope. We can play the Mudra now. Yeah, we can play the Mudra now. And then play one of the better cards in our hand. I don't love this. Unfortunately, there's no way to really take advantage of the Light Blast plus the Mudra. I mean, to actually kill this guy with his 1 health and everything. I think this is the right sequence, though. It gives us a lot of control over the table. Let's swap you out. Okay. The Dozer was probably not actually a better card. Obviously, we will be not bothering the bomb. Oh, never mind. I don't get the choice. That's a pretty brutal sequence, man. Oh, and then also you still have a guy. A nice high damage, high health, extremely powerful guy. A Lancer and a Cutter. It would be super cool to draw that Lancer. Which is why it will not happen. We just play Overseer Vindicator and you just have to stop doing stuff. If I do this, I'm probably going to take 4. I think it's okay, though. Damn it. If only Pain is Wisdom was optional. Alright, that could have been worse. Gonna hand me a kill. That was a ridiculous battle, though. That was an enemy who had the exact card needed every single turn for like half a dozen turns. Alright, yeah, that really sucks. We are in lose the game position again already, I think. Invite these people in for altruist points, and also because we desperately need people. Then we have to use a thing. So this time, I think it's pretty obviously T. Given the amount of damage we took last battle. Smoking ruins of a battle-ravaged convoy lay before us, its previous owners scattered dead around it. But there was movement. A squad of armed men and women made their way through the wreckage, taking whatever valuables they could and getting the hell murdered entirely out of them. So, every card in our deck is wounded, feels like. You'll be useless if you... Yeah, like, we can't... We really need those not to die. We really need all these cards not to die. So let's run some other cards that I care about less. You're really powerful. You're kind of whatever. I don't really want to lose the Beast Hand, but we have to, like... We have to play some cards here. Play the cheap Razor. And then we'll just, you know, it'll just work. Okay, we can run this Vanguard too. Very little risk of that guy dying, because we're probably not going to play him until the moment he would kill the enemy. Okay, I think we did pretty alright on the open here. So we only have to get through 10 health. Oh my god. Always the right thing. Alright, shoot you. And do this. Take this, the enemy. And then we're probably best off playing Wild Hand out of all this stuff. Except there's no way to know that the beast will spawn in a place that makes any sense. That's, you know, that's dangerous. I think we're gonna cycle the Huntmaster. But I should probably be really careful about cycling my convoy cards, because we know our convoy deck is not very large. Well, this could be better. So Crippling Mudra actually benefits us. It's all good outcomes. So we could do that, and then we have to do that in order to get past the taunt guy, really. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It healed us a little bit. It made this actually work. We shoot you. Okay. I know all of our creatures on the table right now are tiny and awful, but I have hope here. Please do not play anything else. Alright. Damn it. Of course, you just happen to have a wounded version of that card around, so that you can have a version of it that plays for 0. Let's... You know what? Let's not scrap. Let's precog. Sure, I'll take a Light Blast. And then we'll scrap Improvised Drone. None of that is what we were looking for. Actually... No, actually, this is a winner. Right? So Light Blast here, followed by this. Causes that guy to ready again. We bolster you, I think. Alright, actually, those were pretty okay draws, it turns out. You took on 3 new people. This unit deals damage to an enemy follower. Stun that follower. That's cool. Yeah, man, we are just swimming in Extra Sweeper. Pretty good. We are totally just swimming in luxuries this time, without having done anything different, really. Just blind luck. Sacrifice a drone and deal X damage to all targets in the opposing row and the enemy leader, where the... Okay, you know what? That seems really good. We need some more, we need some of those, like, drone upgrade cards and stuff, but on the whole, that's pretty good. We definitely don't want a static charge. Replenish would be fine to have. An inspiration would be fine to have. So we should probably dismantle one of these. I don't really know which one to go for, though. And here, Feedback Pulse is really awkward and hard to use, so maybe it's the Feedback Pulse. It does give us it does give us a fairly flexible way of killing enemy units. We just have to get a little bit lucky with it. I'm debating dropping one of the 3 improvised drones. I don't know what the number of those that you need is, but it's probably not 3. And I'm reluctant to remove anything that can kill a guy right now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We are on our way. We are on our way to forgetfulness. It would probably be irresponsible, time-wise, to take on the boss here. So I think that is going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We're trying, you know? It feels like we're having a lot more luck this run. I am confident that we will not run out of hope and then just die of sadness in the desert on the next map, at least this time. So, come back next time for slightly more success, and we'll see you then.